Hello, Facebook. Welcome to another wonderful world of media with your host, Mace Daniels. Happy Easter, everybody. I'll be wearing my Sweetwater shirt today, and my wonderful brother, Colt Bennett, got me. I put my Do Not Disturb on. No idea. Hey, Muldoon, how you doing? Oh, looks like the video kind of screwed up on me here. Okay, looks like I gotta restart this. I fix this? Haha, I fixed it! Awesome. Alright, who do we got watching in here with Muldoon, LaFuria, and Amy? Hey, Amy, how you doing? Well, today we will be discussing my favorite television show of all time. That would be Community. And if you cannot tell by the description, it is Community, Dan Harmon, and the rest of the MCU. That stuff will just sort of filter in throughout the whole mix. But the main thing that I wanted to discuss today... Hey, Melissa, how you doing? Main thing that we wanted to discuss today is the fact that Dan Harmon, who has revolutionized the way that people are telling stories on television. A lot of people talk about his circle storytelling, and the way things used to be. It was George Lucas that kind of revolutionized the hero's journey, and that had to do with, and think of Star Wars in this motion. When you got Luke, the reluctant hero who's nothing, doesn't have parents. All of a sudden, a wise old man comes to find him, takes him on this journey where he ends up finding, another master who can show him things, but what he doesn't look like, he doesn't seem to be what he is at the beginning. And then at the end, he restores balance to the Force. Hi, Macy. Hi, Ray. So Dan Harmon has kind of turned that all on its head with his circle telling, and I forget what the name of it is. But he started doing this on Community. And my buddy Mike, who's also watching as well, he and I have been watching this show since it came out. And my dad hates the show, thinks the show is ridiculous. But honestly, it is... The way that the show is formed, he takes out the media of the whole ordeal and makes sure that the story is first and foremost. Hey, Carly. So the first 6 episodes of Community are just some of the best television that you can have, and you can understand the characters as it goes into it. The Joel McHale is our main character. What's up, Zeke? Joel McHale is the main character, and he has to go back to community college because he got a law degree from Columbia, and now he has to get one from America. And so while he goes to a community college where his friend, John Oliver, he's just a professor, dean of student. No, he's not dean. He's just a professor. And he's trying to get him to give him all the answers for the school year so he can just skate through and get back to being a lawyer like he wants to be. Hey, Lainey. Then he goes to his Spanish class where he meets Britta, the hot blonde of the show. Now, she doesn't put up with any of Jeff's stuff. She doesn't want to... She wants to be in college so she can get her degree and get right back out into the school, or out into the workforce. And he invites her to a study group where then she invites Abed, and then Abed goes around and invites a bunch of people from class who fit special criteria. And it's funny because we will think of them as just a very diverse cast, but the whole reason that they're a diverse cast is because of one character, and that is Abed. What's up, Mary? Hey, Dave, how you doing? And so Abed goes out, and he ends up getting Troy, who we all know is Donald Glover. You get Yvette Nicole Brown, who plays Shirley. You also have Allison Brie, who plays Annie. Chevy Chase plays Pierce Hawthorne. And we are introduced to this cast of characters, and there's 7 of them. And the reason why I always take the first 6 episodes as some of the best television is because Jeff, being our main character, he's not so much the main character as he is just the I don't know what to say, like the viewers eyes into the community college. So the first episodes, each episode he has his time with each one of the cast members. The first episode is Britta, so allowing him to understand who he is as a person and sort of where he's going to be going throughout this community college journey. Let's see here. Then you've got the episode with Troy, where he's trying to decide whether or not he's the football player from back in high school, or he's got to go on to the next stage and be in college. Chevy Chase is Chevy Chase throughout the show. Oh, it's nuts. He actually thought that he was going to be the star of the show at first. Brandon Godshaw, what's going on? So, anyway, get back to the main point of the story. The first 6 episodes, they kind of go through, and then once it hits the 7th episode, it really turns into something different. They throw out the conventional storytelling method, and you know who these 6 characters are, or 7 characters, so let's go from there. Let's find out, where they can go with these different stories. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Yo, what's up, Tony? And some of the episodes that have gone through, like there's a paintball episode at the end of the first season, and this paintball episode is, you just sort of watch it and you go, oh, how? But it plays into the whole story, because there was a prize at school, and it was for priority scheduling next year. The dean thought that it was just going to be, just something fun to do. Well, here it turned into a bloodbath. Well, paint bath, we should say. And loved it. I loved every minute of it. So, getting back into then the main part of this whole deal, Dan Harmon is the genius that he is. You probably know him from other show, Rick and Morty, where we've been waiting for that show to come back with its 5th season for, goodness knows how long, huh? Another part is the MCU. You're probably wondering how a television show on NBC relates to the MCU. And I'll just fill you in on this little bit. This is probably the best part about it. Some of the best episodes of Community were directed by the Russo brothers. Let me say that one more time. The best episodes of Community were directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. Now, the Russo brothers are known for Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Endgame, and Infinity War. Those 4 movies are cinematic brilliance. But first off, Winter Soldier is just undoubtedly the best MCU movie that there is. And I'll fight you for that one. Because Civil War, it was good, but there was a lot more spectacle in it. They had to throw Black Panther in there. They had to throw Spider-Man in there. They had to create this rift, and if it wasn't for the other movies, they wouldn't have done it. Winter Soldier, on the other hand, we already knew that Bucky was the Winter Soldier. We already knew that the Winter Soldier was going to be that he was going to be the villain of the film. Hey, Justin, how you doing? So the reveal itself that Bucky Barnes was the Winter Soldier is not the biggest part in the movie. The best part in the movie is when Cap finds out that Bucky is the Winter Soldier. We don't need to find out as the viewers that he knows that Bucky is the Winter Soldier. Like, we need to see him finding that out. And him realizing that this is his best friend from back in the day. He's been dead for 80 years, and he still has a friend in this world. So, go on to there. So, the Community, Dan Harmon, and the MCU. And where it seems to be going from there. It seems as though that, well, one thing, what's her name? Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. Why am I blanking on her name right now? What's her name? The chick that's in the MCU. She was on Community. And actually, most of the main cast members on Community have been in one of the MCU movies that it is. They're just sort of background characters here and there, which is kind of interesting. Although Chevy Chase has not shown up. Or did Kale show up? Possibly. Anyway, Alison Brie, though, the one that plays Annie, is the front runner right now to be playing She-Hulk. So that should be quite interesting. I would really like to see where they go with the She-Hulk. I really think that Alison could pull off She-Hulk. She has this unbridled rage kind of inside of her, and this might be a person who knows comic books, but I've never really read a She-Hulk book. I don't really know her personality or her characters that are in the comics whatsoever. But from an outside looking in, if the Hulk is all of Bruce Banner's rage, and when he flips between the Hulk and Bruce Banner, it's like there's a switch that's flipped. So it's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Well, with She-Hulk, she gets the blood transfusion from Bruce Banner. Hey, Tyler, how you doing? She gets the blood transfusion, which then makes her Hulk out, but she cannot revert back to her normal form. She is only ever a giant green hulking person. Now, she doesn't have all of the rage that Banner has, the Banner has whenever he is the Hulk. And there are a couple of scenes in Community that you can see this, like, a rage that is coming out of Alison Brie that it makes it, it's funny to watch her freak out. Like, she'll stamp her feet and kind of run her hands all around. And it looks like a person that is trying to control her rage, and all of a sudden it just unleashes. So that's where I think that Alison Brie is going to do a great job at playing the She-Hulk. Hey, Tracy. Hey, John. How you doing? So, where are we going to? She-Hulk is going to be there. Yeah, I saw the same thing kind of in Chris Pratt whenever I knew Chris Pratt was going to be a fantastic Star-Lord. Star-Lord just seems to me like a kid who got to be a spaceman. Who doesn't want that? Go around the universe shooting guns, riding with space pirates? That'd be awesome. Alrighty. Well, I mean, that's been a fun little discussion that we've had today. You guys have any questions out there in the world? We're talking about Community here, MCU. Anything? It's quarantine day 28. Oh, happy Easter, everybody. Hope everybody's doing fine. Y'all are going to get a lot of ham today. No. Well, I'm out then. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, Aaron just showed up. What's going on, dude? Well, that'll be it. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Maybe we'll do this again next week. I have watched Community already a bunch of times. So I'm going to end up watching it over this week. If you want to have a discussion on anything, just post it on my page. I do have a new page on Facebook. It's the official